All right, I'm gonna show you a video on how I got my 28,441. My best effort would probably be about 30 or 31,000. I'm gonna go through the motion. This is not going to be more than likely a successful run. I just wanted to show you what I used and the techniques I used to get that score, so that hopefully you can mimic it. All right, to go into the garage. Max thrusters, max brain, most important, and you need the magnet. The coin boost doesn't really help out, if I'm honest, in this particular run. It just doesn't. I would say level 7 or higher is what you need. Let's do this. So the second you press race, you need to press down the fuel and brake throughout the entire duration of the countdown, and that'll detach your capsule, giving you the better run possible. Alright, so it's detached. You got to get that. Alright, so this is probably going to be a good run. And so now we're just trying to get as good a time as possible. And we'll see what happens. Bam. So that's a really good run. 19.775, although not perfect by any stretch of imagination, but a lot better than the one I did previously. Alright, so garage. So everything's maxed out with this vehicle. I would use this vehicle, but my scooter is kind of garbage and my thrusters are not that good. So I don't even attempt to do it, if I'm honest. So I'm going to go back. So this is the vehicle that we're going to use. I would use thrusters, but I don't have them as an option, so I had to be creative in how I was going to attack this. So I'm using fume boost, and I'm using the wings, and I'm using the afterburner. Afterburner is for in-flight, for that additional forward momentum. Fume boost is to get me going as fast as I can once I head down the hill, and wings are pretty much self-explanatory. All right, let's do this. So right now we got a pretty good run, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so we stay on top of the hill, waiting for the fuel to go down to about a quarter, a little bit less than a quarter. And now we start. Press it on all the way through, level it out, and not a horrible run, but it's not going to be as good as getting 10,000 from the bus, but we'll talk about that later as we get into the run. Alright, so map 3, we're using the motorbike. You can see 16, 16, 15, downforce needs to be at 1. We're using the wings, we're using the start boost, and we're using the overcharged turbo. All of those are very much necessary for this run to do as good as you can. The start is very important. The middle part is very important. So we got a good start. Come on, get that bounce. And dead. Alright, so I'm not going to redo this, but you want to thread the needle right in there. I almost got it, but not quite. And basically what that'll do is you'll probably get anywhere from 16 to 18 seconds if you're able to thread that needle nicely. I think my best is just under 16 seconds, which is really, really good. And then you're going to get about 7,000 to 8,000 points, depending on how many seconds you have, which is a pretty good run if I'm honest. And finally, but not least, map number 4, the bus. Now, this is the better vehicle for this because you want to use this for the second map. The problem is that my thrusters aren't that good for the map 2, so I'm not getting the points that I need in order to use this vehicle. So we're using the bus. Everything's maxed out except for my my additional parts. I get wheelie boost, which is important because it thrusts me forward without using any fuel, because there's a certain part that you want to be before the fume boost starts, and we'll go over that in a second. Landing boost is important, so every time you land, you get that additional boost. It's not that great, but it's still a little bit extra speed going forward is all you really need. So I'm going to try and do a safe run, so I might not get 1,400 meters, but we'll see what happens. All right, so you don't want to lose your ceiling right there, if you will, at the top of the bus, because you want to save it for right here to protect you so you can go as quickly as you can. And the intent is to keep those guys on here because you want, if you can, to maintain your vehicle integrity from now on. So you got to minimize how hard those bounces are. So you can see I'm getting some of those extra boosts. So that's fine. Ah, crap. Well, that's a first. So anyways, you want to head up to the hill, and then as you're in that pipe, as you're going down, that's when you want the fume boost to start. If it's earlier than that, you're not going to have that great of a run. It's still going to be a good run, but not perfect. Anyways, hopefully that helps you all out.